She walks straight to my desk and says, "WornKibbles, why is there a stack of paper in the library as high as a bookshelf sitting on the printer?" Uh-oh. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another WornKibbles video. Today, I've got yet another school story for y'all, and you all seem to be really liking the school-themed disasters lately, so I figured I'd take you back today, like way back to my third grade classroom. That's right, we are doing yet another story of something terrible that happened to me in third grade. And this is the story of how I almost got suspended because of a math game and a 10-pound beige computer tower. It was just, it was so dumb. And honestly, it was probably like the third time that I got into like big trouble that year. The staff all definitely hated me at this point. But anyway, it's a crazy one. So let's get right into it. So, our principal, I don't actually remember her name, so we're just going to call her Miss Clack. And I call her that because I distinctly remember the click clack of her heels in the hallway. It was like, in movies when the monster is coming and you just hear like the breathing first. It was like her personal Jaws theme. That was her. Whenever you heard that sound hitting the tile floor, you just start paying attention, just straightening the line in the hallway, that kind of stuff, just acting like a saint. And those of you who have been subscribed know that this lady, along with like all of my teachers in this school, were absolutely biased against me for some reason. Like, I was the troublemaker kid. And there was some lady that one time tried to frame me for throwing poop, and that wasn't even true. So rest assured, I've spent way too many hours sitting at the back table of my classroom, like shivering with fear as that slow click clack got closer and closer to the classroom. I mean, I've made a video about the time that I tried to start a fire on the playground. I'll link that in the corner. But this time, guys, I swear I was actually innocent. Honestly, I blame the technology. For my younger audience, I know that you all get like personal laptops now, which is kind of strange to me, but back in my day, we had tower PCs, just two giant beige cubes in the back of the room that everyone shared. Every week, we'd get our time to log into this learning game. It was like you do 2 plus 2, you get a point. And you can buy outfits for your little 8-bit character. It was peak entertainment for a 9-year-old. I mean, it kind of just made learning a little bit more fun, a little bit less sucky. And of course, on the day of this story, it was my turn on the device. I mean, it was my turn on the computer. And so I'm going about my business. I'm playing the learning game, racking up my 2 plus 2 points. Been on that grind since I was 9, baby. But eventually, even math games get boring. And I've always been a bit of a button pusher. I mean, I like to know what things do. I like to know how things work. So, when I discover the print screen button, of course I'm gonna press it. I push this button, right? Now, this screen pops up and a box asks how many copies I want to print. Now, in my third grade head, 0 means nothing. So I thought if I type 100 zeros into this box and hit print, it wouldn't actually do anything. It's like multiplying by 0. It just disappears, right? So I mashed the 0 key until the screen is just full, just like held down that keycap for like a minute straight. And then I slammed that print button like I was winning a jackpot, and nothing happened. No noise, no paper came out of the tower. I thought, sweet, computer is as dumb as I am. And I just went back to my desk to finish my coloring sheet. I practically forgot about it. But you all know that that couldn't possibly be where the story ends. That would be the universe just being way too nice to me. And sure enough, like 10 minutes later, the hallway goes silent. And I just hear that terrifying click, clack, click, clack of Mrs. Clack's heels on the linoleum floor. And the classroom door swings open, and it's just Miss Clack. She's just standing there, and bro, she looks like she just discovered a crime scene. She's carrying a stack of paper like it was a literal mountain of wood pulp. She walks straight to my desk and says, "WornKibbles, why is there a stack of paper in a library as high as a bookshelf sitting on the printer?" And I play it cool. I give her the classic, "I don't know," which is like the most dangerous sentence a third grader can say. Of course, this was a big mistake. She pulls the top sheet off the stack like she's a detective presenting DNA evidence, and she goes, "Oh, well, if you don't know, then why does every single paper have your name on it?" And she holds it up, and my heart just drops. So it turns out that when you press the print screen button on the school dashboard, funnily enough, it actually prints your screen, like what's on your screen. And what my personal screen had been on at the time was my homepage of that math game. And of course, this screen has a giant header at the top of the page with my first name, last name, and student ID in big, bold letters. I hadn't just printed a few pages, I had sent a 5,000-page manifesto of nothing but my full identification report and my little math game character to the school library. I had basically decimated the school's paper supply. The librarian thought the printer was possessed, and Miss Clack thought that I was trying to, like, sabotage the school budget. So, of course, I spend the rest of the day in the office trying to explain that I thought zero meant nothing. And honestly, it should have been. I mean, come on. The computer really said, well, there's only zeros here. He must have meant 10,000 and not just a bunch of zeros. Like, that was not my fault at all. The machine did not do what I told it to do. I told it to print zero. It's going to give you like a stack as tall as the tree that it destroyed to get there. But of course, I get this whole talk. Printing this many copies is so wasteful, and you've wasted so much money, and you should really think about the environment more. And I'm just there like, lady, I really did not mean to print these. Like, I'm so serious. I did not mean to do this. This was a mistake. But of course, they think that I'm the peak prankster of our generation. They think that everything that I've done that has been just a little bit inconvenient for them has been like me plotting against them. Like, I just really want to destroy this school. I want to destroy their lives, you know? Like, I'm really out here plotting to get Becky fired by printing so many copies that the school loses funding and they have to start making budget cuts. Like, come on, I'm in third grade, guys. But anyway, I guess they just thought that I was an evil genius. And you want to know the best part? So years later, after I had already moved on to like middle school, so this is like 4 years in the future, I had to go back to the elementary school library for something. I walk in, I see a basket on the counter for scrap paper, and I look down, and I kid you not, they were still using my 0 pages as scrap material. There I was, 3 years later, and kids were still drawing on the back of my third grade accidental crime. My legacy was literally being used for doodle paper. I mean, really, I should have just put like subscribe on there because, I mean, I bet they're still using them today. I printed a lot of copies. I could have racked in some viewers from that. But I could just envision it now. Some little kid is like, Miss Clack, who is WornKibbles? And her eyes just like sharpen as she goes into like a flashback state. Just be glad you don't know. He's a menace to learning. But anyway, guys, that's the story of the printer incident. We are literally single digits away from 300 subscribers. Like, we only need like 10 more people to hit the goal. So if you enjoyed this trip back to third grade, hit that button so we can hit the goal by the end of the month. It really helps out the channel. But anyway, guys, if you liked the story, leave a comment down below. Tell me the worst thing that you got in trouble for in third grade. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.